And we're on.
All right, it's the Sini-Gang with El Boogie.
It's Journal Supernova.
Let me see. I guess we are considered people who grew up on TV, not on TV, but
You mean watching a lot of TV?
Yeah,
I would.
I would.
I watch more crappy TV than you do, but yeah. I mean, I know you already say that to me, so.
No, not just crappy TV. I mean, like growing up in the '80s and whatever.
Knight Rider, A-Team, Dukes of Hazzard, all that stuff.
Good examples, because I want to know, who do you think, or what do you think? Oh yeah, who do you think?
Who do I think
is like the best television characters of all time?
The best television character.
Not just.
I'm not sure.
I guess like unique or awesome. Like I'm gonna give you an example. Or like a memorable guy. See, let me bring it back. David Hasselhoff. Well, no, I don't say David Hasselhoff.
The character, or
the actor? The actor. I don't know his name. Michael Knight.
Michael Knight, yeah.
I was gonna say he's not that cool though. No. The car was cool.
I remember
he wasn't cool.
I really thought B.A. Baracus was cool.
There you go. B.A. Baracus, Mr. T.
Mr. T himself. From the 18, yeah.
Mr. T. And a guy who was scared to fly, yet was scary himself.
Yeah, that was his one thing. They had to drug him to get him on an airplane or any other flying machine.
Because he is the meanest, scariest guy, pitiful kind of guy.
Yeah.
And yet, something that everyone else does easily, he's a baby about. Yeah. Good one. B.A. Baracus. I mean, I like Michael Scott from The Office, but you don't really watch The Office.
I didn't watch some of it.
So yeah, but so you know who he is.
Yeah, I watched some good stuff. I mean, I didn't watch all of it. I watched enough to know that he's a good character.
Frank Costanza from Seinfeld is maybe one of my favorite dudes of all time, just because he is so unique. I mean, I wouldn't say he's like a bad guy, but he reminds me a lot of me. As in, he's always trying to
get ahead,
find the easy way out to get ahead.
Yeah.
To get ahead by cheating. But he's always getting shitted on. That's me.
You get shitted on? I never really considered you a guy that gets shitted on a lot. I mean, unless that's your perspective. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know your entire life. I just know what you tell me. So if you're getting shitted on, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Well, yeah. I mean, he was a funny guy. Had great ideas. Had bad execution. Just a funny guy. Let me see.
Data from Star Trek: The Next Generation. I mean, I'm going sci-fi.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, do what you do. Do what you know.
Yeah, I mean, he was an interesting study in trying to make commentary on the human condition by using someone who isn't human, and he did a little funny things with his inability to process humor and other parts of being a person. I thought it was cool.
If you want to stick to sci-fi, we'll go with Captain Malcolm Reynolds from Firefly.
Serenity.
So few people know that show though, and it's a shame.
Yeah,
it's such a shame because Captain Malcolm Reynolds is such an awesome guy. He's funny. Got shitted on.
Yeah,
trying to do the right thing.
Well, I mean, what's his name? They got the real actor, Finnegan.
Nathan Fillion.
Fillion. Dang it, I was that wrong. He's in Castle now, and basically, he's like Malcolm Reynolds, but who's living the good life. It's the same person, I think. It's just that he's more. He's got
more. Well,
that's how
he's the same kind of sarcastic character.
Yeah, humor, trying to, he's not always doing the right thing, but he has a little bit of charm to get out of situations. Just that he's not being shitted on, and he's not in space as a cowboy. So I think
I like almost everything he does. I mean, he was in Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog.
Captain Hammer?
As Captain Hammer.
Captain Hammer. Yeah.
Who was the dickhead superhero.
Yeah.
First time you've seen him. Where's the first time you saw him? Do you remember?
Nathan Fillion?
Yeah.
One Life to Live. He was Kevin Buchanan. He was, and he was, man. You know that still to this day, he had a storyline. He was like a teenager, like early 20s, and he was going out with Dorian Lord, which is like this old woman, and it disturbed me then. It still disturbs me now thinking about it, because she was like his grandmother's age, and it was just like, why would you do this storyline? Do people find it entertaining? And I'm like,
I never watched One Life to Live, so I didn't know all
that was
this.
one of my mom had, like, One Life to Live, General Hospital. She used to watch those religiously.
I used to watch All My Children and General Hospital, and One Life to Live came in between.
So that was your break.
That was my like time to eat or time to do whatever.
Yeah, I watched that. I used to watch that all the time. When my mom would have it on TV, and I'd watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, I had if I was going to choose, I mean, General Hospital to me was such a great show.
Because it was
Robert Scorpio.
It had sci-fi elements when I was watching it. It had the Ice Princess, because Mikos Cassadine was gonna put the weather machine.
Yeah, they're gonna building a weather machine to like destroy the world.
They had the world.
I mean, this was straight out of G.I. Joe.
I know. They had like a secret agent in the World Security Bureau with Robert Scorpio, and
he was running this secret FBI, like a James Bond dude.
I know. I was just like, I can.
And then
watch
you had Frisco Jones, who was the lead singer of a band who turned into a super spy.
Yeah, he did.
And his drummer was John Stamos, Blackie,
yeah. Oh my gosh.
Who went to jail. He should have got out of jail by now. I don't know what happened to him. He's rotting in jail. Yeah, Frisco Scorpio keeps dying. I mean, not Frisco Jones.
Frisco Jones, yeah.
Dies, comes back to life. Dies, comes back to life.
I didn't know that he died I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah, a few times. He came back to life. And then he came back to Port Charles, and he thought his name was Bruce. Apparently, he had like fallen somewhere and forgot.
Jack Wagner came back as a guy named Bruce.
Yeah,
kind of like what they do with Tony Gary when they brought him back as
he was
Bill Eckert or something. Yeah, I was like, what?
Oh man,
he only just now retired, Tony Gary. I'm like, dude. Those are characters that we went to soap opera. I didn't expect to go there.
Neither did I.
Well, you asked Nathan Fillion where I first saw him, and I had to answer truthfully.
Let me see. I mean, if you want to go cartoonish,
oh yeah,
Zoidberg from Futurama, very unique.
That's kind of more recent. Yeah.
Yep.
I was just trying to think of.
I like Walter White from and Walter White and what's his name?
Oh crap!
Aaron Paul's character.
Yeah, I know.
From Breaking Bad. Jesse
Pinkman. I knew the color pink was coming in my head. I couldn't remember
Pinkman.
Why.
Such unique characters. I mean that's one of my favorite shows of all time. So I'm not gonna I can't say anything about that because I'm just gonna be fanboyish about that.
I was gonna say Colonel Jack O'Neill from Stargate.
Yeah, I don't know him.
Yeah, that's sci-fi.
What makes him unique?
Yeah, he was
awesome.
He was an officer that was like always making jokes, and he always pretended not to know what was going on, but yet he was the guy that you'd go to get things done to save the world, kind of thing. It's cool.
I mean, there's some obvious ones. Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
Tyrion Lannister. There is nothing like him. This is from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
He's a midget, or what's his? He's a. What did they call him on the show?
The imp.
He's an imp.
That's just his nickname.
Well, he's a dwarf.
Dwarf.
Is that what? Yeah, dwarf.
Yeah, I don't think we're not supposed to use that in current language, right? That's a bad.
Yeah, no, I don't know what they call him something.
They call him dwarf. I'm saying, but we don't say dwarf. We say little person or midget, right? I don't even know if midget's correct.
I think midget's
not correct, is it?
Yeah, I think we say dwarf instead of midget.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know what little people sounds demeaning to me when I say that. But if that's what the correct term is,
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Tyrion Lannister, awesome character, always wisecracking, but he's not merely like some background like comic relief guy. He's an actual player in the game with
real good, smart guy, but always shitted on.
He makes stuff happen though. And although he's not always appreciated for what he does, he's never appreciated for what he does.
Yeah, we can go on and on about Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I know, right?
Again, don't want to be fanboyish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there any TV shows that you miss or wish would come back? I mean,
Warehouse 13 was, and Eureka. They're kind of like in the same vein in my mind. They're like the Sci-Fi Channel had these shows that were like accessible to the whole family, where it wasn't overly, sexualized, and it was kind of like fun sci-fi, not overly gritty, because everybody wants gritty social commentary sci-fi.
What would be gritty social commentary sci-fi?
Like anything that's dystopian, like this is the world after a post-apocalyptic thing, and kind of like Battlestar Galactica was not really a family-friendly show.
Okay,
that was kind of a post-apocalyptic, even though it wasn't set in our universe.
There.
Yeah, there's stuff like that where a lot of people want the violence, because a lot of stuff I'm watching now, Killjoys, Dark Matter, Dominion, they're like the things have gone crap and people are like reforming, and they're doing all violent stuff. It's a lot of blood and gore. Those shows like Eureka and Warehouse 13 were fun. People could watch that. Those are shows the shows were, I wouldn't say the best show ever, but I laughed out loud a few times, and I think it was, the kind of shows that people I'm just sad it went away, or at least I thought they were going to replace it with something similar, but I don't think they've done that,
Shame on you, Sci-Fi.
They went to wrestling. They put wrestling on freaking Sci-Fi Channel. I was like,
well,
I mean, I know they're
not a money grab.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're getting a lot of money from it.
Yeah, but now they're kind of moving more towards getting like those B-movie kind of want to be like Sharknado and all that other stuff, which
because it people watch it.
Yeah, because it's so bad that it's good.
But if you look at G4 TV, it used to be what was it before? Tech before? TV, not Tech TV.
I don't remember what it was before. I just remember G4.
Was it Tech TV?
It might have been. I don't remember.
But yeah, well, there is no more G4 TV. Yeah, it used to be the not sci-fi, the nerdy channel.
Yeah, like Attack of the Show,
the computer geek channel.
What was the name? The something play, the X-Play. No, not X-Play.
Yeah, they talked about video games. They talk about computers. They talk about comic books.
What happened with that? I mean,
they started showing shows for the money. They started showing Cops. They started showing because Cops, the reruns, made them a lot of money. So by ordering 5 hours worth of Cops per day, they're Cops was giving them the money so they could do the cheap shows like Attack of the Show or whatever, your X Plays where you review video games.
Yeah,
but it's sort of, I don't want to say dumbed down the channel,
diminish the brand.
Yeah, to the point where it sucked.
Oh,
so
that's what I felt like happened with Sci-Fi, but I think
and that's why I'm saying it's happening. It's happening.
Because I remember when
you need to stop it.
They were trying to get the Sci-Fi Channel to actually make a big deal before it actually became, accepted by more carriers. And it was all like, yeah, it's for us. They were doing like I want to say grassroots kind of campaign in comic book stores. Like, yeah, we're gonna have a channel for us with Sci-Fi, and they were and then now it's more like you said, they're diminishing the brand because of like wrestling and other things.
And I don't even watch the Sci-Fi Channel, but I don't want to see it happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. All those TV shows that you just said about a Dominion or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what you just said.
Yeah. Dominion, Dark Matter, Killjoys.
I don't know none of that. But I don't want to see the channel go away either.
Yeah.
I don't want to. It's like, I just remember seeing G4 TV going away and going to crap. I don't want to see that happen to something that other people enjoy just because it happened to me.
If you could go back in time and save any one show, which one would it be?
My So-Called Life.
I knew it was going to be that. You talked about it before.
It has to be My So-Called Life. I mean, there are other shows. Firefly, would be good.
Dollhouse.
Or Dollhouse. Say about the same guy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. My So-Called Life to me just came out at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the right place. I could tell everyone was acting their asses off. But I mean, Freaks and Geeks is close also. And then there was another show called Undeclared that nobody watched. And
I never watched it.
Everyone on that show is like popular today.
Mm-hmm.
Like huge. Like everyone's. Oh man, I ain't gonna get into it. But yeah, Michael's So-Called Life. I mean, obviously you got Jared Leto, who's who's still becoming
something that he's still evolving
into an awesome actor.
Yeah, I'm really interested in what his Joker interpretation is going to be like. Like I've seen still pictures, but I want to see the actual finished product.
Then you got Claire Danes, who was the main person on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Angela Chase, and
can I tell you, I only saw like one episode of that show
because that is not, it wasn't your demographic, or you weren't their demographic.
Yeah,
it was for the young.
I knew where you're going with it. Go ahead.
No, it was for, I was gonna say it's like for some lonely, isolated high school kids. You know, at that time, I was in
college, so I just totally didn't get it.
This was the mid '90s, back when, or early '90s, when
people were still wearing flannel.
Like grunge kind of thing, and there's a lot of Nirvana, almost depressing kind of emo-ish vibe. That was me. Although I listened to a lot of hardcore rap at the time, but
so you were angry and depressed. Is that what it is?
I was confused, just like Angela Chase. It was my so-called life. Man, it's funny. Every time I see someone who was on that show on another show today, it makes me
besides
think.
Claire Danes and Jared Leto, I don't know who else was on the show.
The dad from that show, he pops up as a guy on a bunch of other shows all the time.
I think I've seen him.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but and he's never been on a big character on any other show, but he's been on a lot of shows.
Mm-hmm.
Her best friend Rayanne, she was on a few shows, like bigger shows, and there's a couple other people, but and a lot of the writers write for big shows now. But yeah, how about you? What show would you bring back if you just had to pick one?
Just one.
Welcome Back, Carter.
I mean, a lot of the shows that I was sorry left actually had a closing to them, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with them being gone. I really hate when a show has ended like on a cliffhanger, or when they were expecting to come back, and that I can't think of one off the top of my head.
That ended off on a cliff. Well,
like
they thought they were going to come back, and they never came back.
Yeah. So they didn't close it up nicely, And I'm not sure what. I mean, I'm sure there are examples, but it's not popping into my head right now.
I remember, I mean, this is sort of not that thing, but the ending of I Married Dora.
Well, they sort of
to me, that was like they're like, screw y'all.
We got canceled. Yeah. Wow. I remember thinking that too. It's like, wow, that was pretty gutsy. They just pretty much said, screw you guys, we're done.
Screw the network.
Yeah, I think they danced off stage, or no, they danced a little bit.
Dora was like getting shipped back to Mexico or Colombia or wherever she was from.
Yeah.
The show is about a lady named Dora who the guy married to keep her in the United States.
A
white guy married Dora, and they ended up falling in love.
Mr. Peters.
I don't know,
but he was like the guy from Hardcastle and McCormick.
Yeah, comedy.
Which I'm like referencing a really obscure show to try to explain this guy. But yeah.
So the final episode, there's like some serious thing where she's getting deported, even though she got married, and I don't know, something like the marriage wasn't real, or
it was a marriage of convenience.
So they shipped her back, and then you see her, leave the house. They get on the plane. Then she comes back a few minutes later, and she says, and they're like, "What happened?" They said it got canceled. They're like, "What, your plane?" They said, "No, the show." And then, like I said, bye. I was like, man, that's crazy. And I told you this before in another show with the worst, well, not the worst, the most depressing end of a show ever was Dinosaurs.
Oh,
the show, the puppet Dinosaurs, which is supposed to be funny, supposed to be like the Flintstones. Yeah. It ends up the dad did something, screwed up something at work, and destroyed the Earth, which ended up killing all the dinosaurs.
It's funny. I was actually thinking of that show like earlier this week because I was watching the new Godzilla, the newest movie, and Godzilla kind of moves like the dad does. The way his body like shakes when he moves around is like, it looks a lot like Earl from Dinosaurs. Another show that ended kind of sad, or I don't know, was Space Above and Beyond. I don't know if anybody else watched that show. It was about Space Marines. But they pretty much killed like maybe almost the entire cast in the final episode, and I was like, okay, they're not coming back. I mean, I'm pretty sure they got canceled. They just said, let's kill them all, and then they left like 2 guys to just be sad about everything else. I was like, damn, all right.
Yeah, I never saw that.
I don't want to be sad at the end of a show. I mean, unless it's like one of those shows where you, like, I don't know. I don't want to be sad at the end of Game of Thrones. Whenever that happens, I don't want to be like. I want it to be like this meant something or this was like cool, you know. But like, I don't. Unless it was a show where everything is sad, I don't want to be like one of those shows where it leaves me like. I didn't feel good at the end of Seinfeld. Did you?
Well,
that was a bad ending.
Yeah, but I mean, I know everyone. A majority of the people hate that ending, or they always say, "Oh, it's a terrible ending." I think people's hopes were just too high, and I mean, I think Jerry Seinfeld sort of ended it sort of the way he wanted. I mean, I know I know a lot of people say so much bad things about the final episode. Where, if you don't know, I'm gonna spoil it for you.
What, like 20 years ago?
No, they're like 10 years ago.
No. Go ahead.
No, Seinfeld was airing until the 2000s.
2000 what? Like 5?
Yeah.
Oh, 10. Okay. All right. If you say that, okay.
But yeah, basically they saw there was a crime on the street and they didn't do anything to help, so they got locked up in jail for not abiding the Good Samaritan law, which is a real thing. I forgot which state. I just heard this on a podcast yesterday.
Well, they were in New York. Is that New York?
Yeah, I don't think it happened in New York. I think it happened in another state because they were on a plane and the plane got grounded.
Oh, okay.
So they were stuck in a town that they didn't know.
Oh.
But yeah, I heard this on a podcast, and it's a real thing. Like if you see a crime happening and you don't want help, you can get arrested. And that's what happened to them. They got arrested and then they got stuck in jail. Yeah, and then really the show, it sort of follows in the theme of the show. People just wanted a happier ending. Yeah. I mean, it's Jerry Seinfeld's show. He could end it however he wanted.
Yeah.
Same thing with the ending of Sopranos. People hated on that. And
Chuck. I hated Chuck.
Hated Chuck. Man, Chuck. The TV show Chuck. That was a show about us. Another nerdy show.
Yeah.
Funny, nerdy show. It ended up serious.
If they ended the season earlier, it would have been awesome. The last season was just okay, and then the ending was horrible. I was just like, what? Why? Why?
TV show Chuck. If you ever watch it, don't watch the last season.
Yeah, ended on the one season before, and you'd be fine.
Yeah, they had a good ending.
And you were saying
people saving the show.
Yeah, they weren't sure if the show was going to come back, so they closed it up nice enough that it would have been fine.
Yeah, it got saved for another season because people started eating Subway sandwiches. Because Subway was one of the biggest sponsors of the show.
Right.
So there was a campaign to, when the show was on, or after the show was on, or so the day the show was on, everyone, the big fans of the show, I'm guessing you weren't a big fan because you didn't know about this.
Not enough about the Subway sandwich part of it.
Yeah, they were asking the fans to go buy Subway sandwiches, and their sales like went through the roof on the days that Chuck were on TV.
Oh.
So basically,
direct correlation. Yeah.
Money saved the show. It worked. And then you got another season out of it. And if you ever watched the last season of Chuck, there was a lot of Subway sandwiches in the show. I mean, it's really blatant about it. They're sort of the same thing with the show Community. They name a character Subway, and they make a big joke about it. Because it's about a community college and how the community college is about to close, and then Subway decides to open up, or sort of decides to open up a franchise inside of the college to help save the college. And they decide to name one of the guys Subway. It's a really blatant thing. Okay. It's funny because they're like joking the fact that even though Subway's in on the joke, but they're people are using Subway to save the TV show, which is what really happened.
Is there any show right now that you think should be
axed? Oh yeah, plenty.
That should have like a good show that should have ended a while ago.
Two Broke Girls.
Oh, that one I never thought.
Show.
I never thought it was a good show. I'm not saying.
Oh, you think?
I'm thinking of shows that
kill that now.
That were good that have gone past their expiration date.
I
mean, I'm agreeing. I totally agree with you. Two Broke Girls. I hate it, especially that Asian stereotype. Pissed me off. God, that pissed me off.
The show's not funny. I don't laugh.
And I like what's her name, Cat.
Yeah, so do I. I have a folder of Kat Dennings on my computer.
Just full of letters saying how much he likes her. Sure.
I watched I watched this Hillary Duff movie, Sing Your Voice. Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
You don't know because you didn't watch it.
No.
I watched it and I fell in love with Kat Dennings during that movie.
I own Nick and Nora's infinite playlist because of her.
Well, this Hillary Duff movie came first.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, and she was in this movie. She was like a prodigy pianist, and you can tell she wasn't playing the piano. But I didn't care. She had some, big titties.
You just lost credibility. Go ahead. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I even like the other chick, Beth. Whatever her name is.
Blonde chick. I don't know.
Yeah, she was like in some random movies also.
But yeah, that show, I try to like it, like for the first few episodes, and I just couldn't do it.
It's so scripted. I hate that.
Yeah,
hate that. Let me think. Shows that I think should be done with.
Yeah, like mine. I think Bones. I mean, it might be done actually. I'm not sure if they killed Bones, but Bones, I think, is kind of past its expiration date. I think it's kind of like they don't know what they're going to say anymore. Supernatural, maybe. I mean, I'll still like it. I still enjoy it, but it could have like ended higher if it's ended like last season or season before.
I can't. I mean, I really don't watch much right now. I mean, I watch Community, which is only on YouTube now. Well, not only on YouTube, on online.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I used to watch Criminal Minds. I had to catch up with it. I have like a lot on my DVR. I'm not sure if that's, to me, that kind of petered off. And
I mean, I don't watch any of the Law and Orders because to me, I got sick of those a long time ago. I got sick of the formula. Same thing with the CSIs, and NCIS.
Yeah,
all those kinds of shows. I don't even watch those anymore because
procedurals and all that stuff. Yeah,
I've gotten sick of that stuff. I don't know how does America's Home Videos, America's Funniest Home Videos, AFHV, it's still on. I don't know how.
What do you think of? Well,
I mean, they got YouTube now.
I kind of know what you're going to say, but what do you think about Big Bang Theory?
He is way past his prime. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm in a minority with that because
I have to catch up on my DVR. I kind of got tired of it, but I gotta see what the last few episodes were like.
I was never a big fan.
You were the one that got me tuned into it.
I said you would like it.
Is that what it was?
I'd say it's a show about it's for you, Sterno. A bunch of geeks who like comic books and all that.
It was my people, I have to admit, but it was a kind of very stereotyped.
See, my problem with that show is it's a bunch of it's. I mean, I don't know if you've heard this before.
I've heard you say it. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a show about geeks for non-geeks.
No, you don't put it that way.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to be nice about it. That's why. How do I put it?
You have a show about smart people by dumb people.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what you say. I can't believe you pulled the punch. I was like, dang, all right, fine.
It's a show about smart people. I mean, yeah, show about smart people for dumb people.
Which you said is the opposite of Community.
Yeah, Community, or people also said that about
Parks and Rec? No.
Yeah, Parks and Rec.
Okay.
Where Community and Parks and Rec are a show about dumb people by smart people.
Which I'd rather watch, yeah. I guess, I can watch Big Bang Theory because I like the references, but yeah, it's almost like Hackers. If you ever watch the movie Hackers, but they try to explain what hacking is like in this total bullshit Hollywood, where they kind of make it their own take on it. It's that's an extreme example, but it's like that.
Yeah.
I think.
Walking Dead, I think, should end.
You think?
I mean, I know I'm gonna get hate for that.
No, you know what?
I think they should end it now.
I see. I'm the kind of guy that once I
end it in his prime,
I invest in the character, so sometimes I'll stick with it. Like that happened to me with Heroes. The first, I invested in these characters, and I stuck with it way longer than I should have. Even though I knew it was crap, I was like hoping it would turn around, and it never did. And I just finally just totally gave up, and I was one of the last people. I felt like.
I mean, we read the comic book for Walking Dead, or a lot of the comic book.
Yeah,
we know a lot about what's going to happen, what could happen, how awesome it could get.
Yeah,
I don't want them to screw up what they've done so far.
They've caught up to what I've read, so Yeah, you know more than I do, so pretty much.
Yeah, I say you end it now, but that's not gonna
It's too
happen.
strong.
Yeah,
it's not.
It's making money for the network.
Mm-hmm.
The fact,
and they already got the spinoff show going too.
Yeah.
Is there any comic on that? No.
Okay. So that's completely fresh to everybody. But I mean, I know I get a lot of hate when I say I don't think Walking Dead's not that good. I mean, we watch the show together, and you hear me complain all the time.
Well,
about the show.
One of the things that like we talked about before, like you watch Walking Dead and you watch Game of Thrones, you can see how much better Game of Thrones is than Walking Dead.
And I was the same way with Breaking Bad, because the way it's on the same channel, Breaking Bad and AMC, so they would run Breaking Bad for 2 months, and then it would end, and then Walking Dead would start at the same time, same network. And then it's like such a drop off in quality. It's like, oh, well, man. I mean, it's a lot. It's a hype show with a lot of character and a lot of possibilities and promise and zombies.
Yeah, I think it happens to a lot of shows. It starts out with this really clever, this suspenseful thing, and now it becomes more like it's competing against itself to up the gore, up the shock value, up, and it just kind of gets worse and worse and more like concentratedly for the masses.
Yeah,
it loses its edge.
A lot of the popularity of the show is they do one cool thing, like a little twist at the end of each show, or they just have a lot of gore. But the story sort of, if you step back from the gore and the shock value, it's sort of a boring show.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do stupid things on the show. Man, I get so mad when people do stupid things.
Glenn should have killed that guy. I'm just gonna. If you watch a show, Glenn should have killed that guy. I would kill his ass so quickly. That's all I'm saying.
See, then when I get heated about stuff like that, it's like, man, I don't like talking about it. Oh man!
Is there one show right now that you think people should be watching that people are not watching?
I like Humans.
Oh, I still have to watch
on AMC.
It's on my DVR because you told me
to watch
it.
It's a futuristic show about robots, or people own robots.
It's funny because I was growing up. I watched a lot of. I read a lot of Isaac Asimov. Yeah. Who's a big guy about computer.
iRobot.
Robots and the idea.
Well, that's what a lot of people know.
Yeah. And then for the ads on that show, they're like, if Isaac Asimov were watching TV, he would be watching Humans. And I'm like,
really? I never saw that.
It was like a really short. I mean, I saw it one time and I was like, really? And it's like, oh man, I gotta watch it. So I DVR'd it, but I haven't caught up with it yet. Haven't started watching it yet.
And the Asian robot, she's hot.
That's never a bad thing.
Gemma Chan is her name in real life. Gemma Chan. I think she's from England, but she's Chinese.
Ooh.
That's really.
Does she have an accent?
It's hard to tell because she's talking like a robot on the show.
Oh, okay. Okay.
She's a robot, so she talks like a robot. Well, not like that, but
it's like a Lego movie.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I've never heard her talk outside of the show.
Okay.
I'll look that up later, some YouTube clips or whatever. Because she's been on other shows according to her IMDb.
Have you met many people that that are Asian with like a British accent? I've only met one that I can think of right now.
Yeah, there's a few.
Really?
I mean, not met, but like actors.
Oh no, I'm thinking I've met.
I know a lot of Australians. I know a lot of Filipino Australians, not English, but Australians, Filipino Australians with the accent. I mean, if you look at you might not know him, but the golfer Jason Day, he's Filipino, but he's from New Zealand. And if you hear him talk, he talks with the New Zealand accent. I would try it, but
you're just gonna butcher it. I can, yeah. Like do a New Zealand accent. Like I wouldn't know how to start.
Good day, mate. Good day, mate.
Just pretty much.
And that's Australian. I hear if you call an Australian New Zealand or New Zealand person Australian, they get offended.
Wait, that's a joke from Death Proof. They were talking.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, they were talking to the stunt woman, and she's like, "So you're like Australian?" She's like, "Oh, you never call a Kiwi." And she went off on her. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, the Filipino golfer Jason Day. I mean, he's kicking ass right now in real life. So he does a lot of interviews, and every time I see an interview, it still shocks me of how his accent. It's crazy. And then I've had friends, well, not friends, cousins of friends kind of thing. I've met a lot of them who come from Australia. I show them around, and they have a very thick Australian accent. Always freaks me out. But not too many English Filipinos. I don't think I've met any, or Asians. But I know some like Asian actors who are from England. Doesn't Michelle Yeoh have an English accent? Or no, she has a Chinese accent. I think I've heard her speak English.
To me, she sounds aristocratic, but not necessarily
okay, like
British.
Eloquent.
Yeah,
very eloquent.
Yeah, she's got a eloquent's the best word, I guess.
She's well spoken.
Mm-hmm. It's like when you talk to her, you're like, oh man, I got to really make sure I'm thinking about what I'm saying. That's the impression I get. I've never seen her in person, but it's like, whoa. It's like, when you talk with an intelligent person, you got to like, okay, I got to up my game. When you're talking to certain regular people, you're like, oh, whatever, you can say whatever you feel like.
All right, let me see if there are any Filipinos. All right, I'm bringing up a YouTube video. I don't know if I can hear this. Let me bring this up. I did Filipino with English accent. Let me see if I can hear this. I don't know what this is about. Oops, my bad. What the hell is this? It's some kind of TV show. I gotta let me click on another one of these videos.
I was like, are they gonna be singing the whole time?
Okay, this person's talking in Tagalog.
Yeah, so this video I'm speaking some Filipino words.
It's a white guy.
I'm just warning you about that. So sorry about that.
Well, he's mumbling.
So I'm gonna be talking 12 words. Most of them are words. Some of them are like
this is a guy from England
some of them have
trying to speak Tagalog.
Wow.
It's a white guy.
As you might know, but yeah.
I'm letting it run.
Yeah, we'll start. So
because I'm already this far into it.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
This one. What's that? It's like this is.
Start talking, dude.
He's just
He's mumbling.
I think it's H-Chan.
Screw you, man.
Yeah.
All right. There's this other kid. Let me see what. Oh, he's trying to do accents. It's a Filipino guy.
I always thought that people outside California, United States, will be boring and weird.
It's a Filipino guy who's trying to do different accents.
Wow, amazing, bro.
He's doing a California accent here.
Johnny Depp is not John Mayer.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not what I'm looking for.
No.
Not easy to find. Not easy to find. Yeah, I'm done looking for that. Can you do accents?
Not when you ask me to.
There's a game out right now. What game is that? Oh man, I it's a board game. I almost got it.
Mm-hmm.
And part of the game is doing accents.
It's like, when I'm just talking to somebody and it kind of comes out, you ask me to do it, it doesn't work. There's been a time when I can sometimes do a Filipino accent, but when I try to, it comes out crappy. Yeah.
For about a week, I was trying to. I was watching YouTube videos and trying to learn how to do accents. I was trying to learn how to do a Scottish accent and learn how to do a English accent. They do this for like teaching for acting classes,
right?
So I tried it for like a week, and I don't remember nothing.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be some really big payoff to this.
I wanted one day to like completely shock everyone and just come out doing, I'm not even gonna try it because I can't do it. I suck.
Oh man.
Good day, mate. That's it.
That's a week. That was a week of your life. Got you that?
Let me think.
Wow.
I'm trying to think of how English person would speak to say top of the morning to you. Top of the morning. Top of the morning to you.
Wow. Wow.
That was good.
Really?
Top of the morning to you.
Okay, I'll give you a little bit there that you could build off of. I'll give you that. But man, that was man. I don't know. I mean, I can't do better, so I can't.
Time for some tea and crumpets.
Oh, okay.
All right. You gonna give me one?
I can't do one. Like I said, when you ask me to do it on demand, when I'm just talking, I'll just jump into it. But not when you on demand, it's like I get self-conscious.
All right, let's do a Tagalog word of the day.
Okay, this is the part of the show where we educate our listeners on the Filipino language. Neither Boogie nor I are actual native speakers of Filipino/Tagalog, so if we happen to get some aspect of the word wrong, like its pronunciation, its connotation, some other part of it, feel free to let us know. But keep in mind, this is more of a lighthearted thing that we do to promote the culture, the people, of the Philippines. And, so don't take it too seriously. Just enjoy. Try them out yourself. See what happens. If you get slapped or something, it's not our fault. So, Boogie, you got a word?
Salita.
Salita.
Salita. Or salita. Salita, as in
Walang salita sa mime. I don't know, is that right? Is that close? I'm trying. Okay, give me that. Give me that. I tried.
it means to talk or
Right.
to speak. So salita, magsalitang si sterno. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah, whatever. You got it.
Yeah, we got the idea, right? If you don't, there's the internet. Look it up some more.
It means talk, speak. Salita.
So let's make salita our
Word of the day. Salita.
Salita.
All right. Is there anything else?
No, I think I'm good.
Make sure you visit our website, www.sini-gang.com.
Or email us at thesinigang@gmail.com.
Follow us on Twitter at the Sini-Gang.
Find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Sini-Gang. Or look for us on YouTube. Do a search for We Are the Sini-Gang, one word. So until next time, this is Sterno Supernova.
And this is El Boogie, the Elemental One, saying thanks for listening. And see you again.
Are we good?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So thanks for watching. Check back next time for the next episode. Till then, take care. Adios.